So welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me here today. This is one of those PR roundups, PR hauls, where I just talk about products that I have received recently from PR. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the product discussion, quick reviews here in just a second. I just wanna let you know that I do have a giveaway for you all. I'm not gonna get into the details right now. I'm gonna talk about that at the end of the video. So if you are interested in the giveaway, do stay tuned to the end of the video because I will be giving you all the details for that. So let's go ahead and talk about the first brand, and that is L'Amour. I actually have talked about L'Amour in the past. I think I talked about their bath bombs and maybe a lip balm, but I have gotten more products, so I'm really excited to talk to you about them. Now, L'Amour, if you haven't ever heard of L'Amour before, they are a Mongolian brand, and I did receive more of the bath bombs. I received a hand care set. These are new products to me. I also got the spray soap, which I'm really excited about because I did want to try the spray soap the first time around, but they were out of stock when they were sending me product. And then I also got the L'Amour body scrub, and I have not tried this yet. So let's go ahead and talk about the bath bombs since I have used these in the past. I actually haven't opened up the individual bath bombs yet, but I have opened up the box. So these are what the individual bath bombs look like. If I remember correctly, they don't fizz up and get all fizzy and bubbly in your bath. Maybe they do a little bit. I'm not remembering right off the bat, but they do make the bath really lovely and soft. They soften up the water a lot because they do have beautiful oils in here. I can't remember which one was my favorite, but I do remember loving these a lot. Just as a quick little heads up, the one that has the sea buckthorn oil in it, you'll see that it's very, very bright orange here. And it does, especially if you have a white bathtub, which most of us do, it does leave a little bit of an orange ring around the bathtub, the inside of the bathtub when you're done with the bath. That's not a deal breaker for me. I have one of those little scrubbies, and so I would just scrub the bathtub with the, whatever soap that I'm using, and it just takes it right off. But if that tends to be a deal breaker for you, if you don't like it when, things have a color to it, obviously it's a natural color, it's from the sea buckthorn oil, but if that's something that tends to bother you or you're a stickler for those kinds of things, then obviously this particular one might not be for you. But overall, really love the bath bombs, happy to have them again. So I will kind of do another review probably in an empties video once I refamiliarize myself again with the specific experience of these bath bombs, probably in an empties video. The next thing that I want to talk about is the hand care set. This is a brand new product for me. I have not used this scrub yet. It really smells lovely. It's a very intense coffee smell, which I always appreciate and really like. And you can just see by that deep dark color, I'm sure you can just imagine what it smells like. So then moving to the hand butter, I used it for the first time this morning, and you can see the consistency is really creamy and beautiful. I think it kind of melted a little bit when it was being shipped, so that's why it that's not because of how much I've used, it just sort of melted down a little bit. And the texture is just so beautiful and creamy. I just love the texture so much. It feels so nourishing, so healing. I think this is going to be perfect for having in my purse or in my car. So it is important to note that one of the ingredients in the L'Amour hand butter is tallow. And so that is beef tallow. So it's just rendered fat that is obviously it comes from cattle. And part of the Mongolian culture is herding and taking care of the cattle. And it is done in a very sustainable way. They use every part of the animal. They take very good care of their animals. And it is a deep part of their culture that has just been around for thousands of years. So it's very, very different than the cattle industry here in the United States. So I think it's very, very important to respect the Mongolian culture and how they care for their animals. So I understand obviously if you are uncomfortable with using a product that has tallow in it, but I also think it's very important to respect the Mongolian culture and how they do use the tallow in their products and how they use it in a very sustainable way. So yeah, anybody who is vegan or vegetarian and wouldn't be comfortable with having tallow in their product, I completely understand, and of course I respect that, but I also think it's very important for people to be respectful of the Mongolian culture, and also of L'Amour and the founder, who is doing her absolute best to help promote Mongolian culture and the family businesses there. And I think she's doing an amazing job. So just wanted to put that out there, but I do think it's important for everybody to know that there is tallow in this hand butter and in several of the products that they do create. So just, you know, obviously that's important to note, and it's important to know what ingredients are in your products. Moving on to the spray soap. This also does have tallow in it. This is great to have on hand. Clearly, if you are out and about and you happen to find yourself in a bathroom that doesn't have any soap, then it's great to have this on hand. Sometimes I do get a little tired of using these sprays that are based in alcohol, because those can be really drying. And then also, if you find yourself in a bathroom that, you know, a lot of those soaps are really smelly and have, you know, synthetic fragrance in it, and sometimes they don't really bother me, but I have come across some bathrooms that have soaps in it that have just smelled awful and can be headache inducing. So I'm really excited to have this soap. I've already tested it at home and I really, really like it. It works really well. So I'm so happy to have this spray soap. I think it's such a practical idea. So I'm really happy to have this, and will be carrying this around in my purse. And then the final L'Amour product that was sent to me is the body scrub. I have not used this yet. I actually haven't even opened it, but I do know that one of the primary ingredients is the Arabica coffee, I'm pretty sure. So I have a feeling it probably smells very similar to the hand scrub. So that is what I received from L'Amour. Thank you so much. I received it via Pink Moon. Pink Moon is a fantastic collective of beautiful companies such as this that are women owned and who do good things in the world. So thank you also to Pink Moon. Let's go ahead and move to Earthwise Beauty. Earthwise Beauty sent me their 2 new products, On a Swing Among Trees. And this is a mist. And of course I'm gonna delve into everything about this. And then also Rosa, which is a single ingredient oil. This is $80 for 50 mils. And even though this is a mist, you might think, oh, this is gonna be sort of like a hydrating mist or a toner, but really the focus of this product is for kind of that like well-aging, anti-aging. So to soften your wrinkles, to firm your skin, boost collagen, and to strengthen your skin barrier. And then almost all of the products that Ava creates, she's the founder and formulator for Earthwise Beauty. Almost everything that Ava creates is going to be wonderful for acneic skin, and also it's going to be anti-inflammatory. So there are plant ceramides in here, a plant ceramide / cholesterol complex. There's ultra low molecular weight hyaluronic acid. So even though this isn't being touted as a, you know, a hydrator, obviously it is gonna hydrate your skin with that hyaluronic acid. There's also myrrh, frankincense, and rose, which is going to help soften the appearance of wrinkles. It's also going to help encourage circulation and reduce inflammation. And then I do wanna talk about the overarching scent of this product, which comes from a distillation of turmeric rhizomes. And the scent of the turmeric in here is very, very spicy. It's kind of peppery, but it's also very fresh, and it's kind of green leaning as well. And I would say that it is quite strong. So I actually have only used this a few times because I'm still kind of getting used to the scent. I don't know, it's interesting. I kind of feel like I would like it more on my body, because it's not as if I don't enjoy the scent. I think the scent is very intriguing. I'm actually drawn to the scent. I feel like the spiciness of the turmeric is quite, like I said, it's very intriguing to me. And I kind of like the feeling of like trying to figure it out and how I feel about it. It's kind of alluring almost, but I'm just not sure if I want it on my face. That I haven't quite figured out. The other thing that is interesting to note is Ava says that this is really great for people who live in humid climates, because when you put it on your skin, it kind of has a dry, it's like a dry spray. It's really interesting. So she really recommends it for people who have oily skin, you know, who want like who want those, well-aging benefits, but who tend to have oily skin. So if you have more mature skin, but it still leans on the oily side, if you live in a very humid climate, I would say that this would be a really good product to dive into. I don't know if she has samples or minis of it, which I would maybe recommend first, since it does have such a intense smell. But if you feel like you like those kinds of scents, like an intense vetiver, it kind of reminds me of that. It's along those lines of kind of that like grassy, nutty vetiver. If that's something that you like, then this might be a scent that would be appealing to you. So I don't know if that's like a really cohesive review necessarily of my feelings of this. I'm like I said, I'm on the fence about this scent, so I can't really give you thoughts of how it's been working for my skin because I haven't really been using it on my face that consistently. So this is sort of a TBD review of how I feel about this particular product, but it is loaded with great skin loving ingredients. So if you do have, like I said, more mature skin or acneic skin that leans on the oily side, or you live in a humid environment, then this is one that you might want to check out. Now, let's move on to Rosa, which is, let's see, $48 for 1 ounce. And I am completely in love with this. I want to show you what it looks like. First of all, just look at that beautiful color there. And look at that. And you do need to be cautious with it because it does stain. So that doesn't really bother me at nighttime. I have a very specific pillow that I use at night, and I don't care if it gets stained with whatever skincare that I'm using. But what I did do is I put it on my face, and then I had it on my hands, and I actually hadn't taken off the long sleeve white t-shirt that I had on for the day. And I managed to get my t-shirt off without staining the neck. But when I took it off, the sleeves ended up getting stained a little bit orange. So it wasn't a big deal because the t-shirt that I had on, I tend to just only wear under sweaters, so it's not that big of a deal. But you do want to be very careful with that oil, and I wouldn't wear anything that you don't want to get stained. So maybe not the best for daytime use, or if you are going to use it, just use a tiny little bit, or maybe mix it with something else. So just a caution for that. But having said that, I love using Rosa at nighttime. It is a fabulous oil. It is a whole fruit rosehip oil, just one single oil. So for those of you who really like simple but beautiful products, I highly recommend it. If you don't want something with essential oil, I highly recommend it. On the website, Ava describes it more like an extract than an oil because it kind of has a creamy feeling more so than an oil feeling. And I do think that that's pretty accurate. It feels creamy as you're blending it onto your skin, and then it absorbs really beautifully. One thing that I would say, and I know I'm probably gonna get this question because I've already gotten it in my DMs, is how does it compare to the pie oil? When I was first discovering rosehip seed oil, I really loved it, but I started to get almost nauseated by the scent of rosehip seed oil. There was just something about it that started, like, I don't know, I couldn't tolerate just that singular oil. And so when I was sent this, I was really hoping that it didn't have that really intense rosehip seed oil scent, and it does not. It is more mild. And it almost, I think it's because it is the whole rosehip fruit. So it's got the seeds, it's got the fruit pulp and the skin, and it just has a mild, it's more mild, and it has a little bit more of the fruit scent in here. So I far prefer the scent of this, and I would also say the texture of the Earthwise Beauty rosehip oil to the pie, and it's only $4 more. There is a high content of beta carotene in here. It's going to be great for people with acneic skin, with, you know, more mature skin. And anyway, just overall, it's a beautiful product. I really like it, and I'm just totally in love with it. So I'm really happy to have this. Thank you so much to Earthwise Beauty for sending both of those products. And again, I will let you know at a future date sort of how I'm getting on with the On a Swing Among Trees, but I can tell you that just having this for the last few weeks, I think maybe 2 weeks, that I am really in love with Rosa for sure. All right, so let's move on to this product from Natural Logic. This is Resilient C Antioxidant Booster. And this is $115 for 30 mils. And this actually has a pretty simple ingredient roster. So the first ingredient is tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate. So this is that vitamin C ester that is oil soluble, and it's got 30% of the THC. So that is pretty impressive, I think, especially in this green beauty space, to see a product that has such a high concentration of the vitamin C ester. And then there's rosehip seed oil in here. There's cacao oil, squalane, vitamin E, CoQ10, and then rosemary CO2. So a simple yet very elegant formula. I actually haven't been using this that much, so I don't really have sort of like a final opinion on this product. Obviously, I think it's got fantastic ingredients in it. To be honest, I'm having a little bit of a hard time figuring out where to put this in my routine, because with vitamin C products, I tend to like them in serums. I like to get them really close to my skin. And I typically like to use them during the day. There is a vitamin C serum that I really like to use from Live Botanical, and I think I like that texture just a little bit better. This slip, sometimes squalane can be a little bit hard because I feel like it just kind of sits on top of the skin a little bit. So I think what I might do, it's interesting because Tony calls it a booster. So what I might do is actually mix this in maybe with a cream. I haven't done that yet. So I might tinker around a little bit with this to do a little bit of mixology with it and see if I like that texture a little bit better, because like I said, I feel like it kind of just sits a little bit on the top of my skin, where just psychologically I feel like I want a vitamin C to kind of be penetrating more. And I'm sure it is. I'm not questioning anything about Tony's formulation capability at all. It's just more psychologically of just the feeling that it's, that it is penetrating. Again, it's just kind of like how that squalane tends to just feel like it's just sitting on top of the skin. So I'm gonna play with this a little bit more. The other thing too is it has that kind of intense rosehip seed oil scent that I was telling you about, that I kind of don't fully enjoy that particular scent of rosehip seed oil as much anymore. So I think also mixing it with another product might help kind of tone down the scent of the rosehip seed oil. So again, I just need to play with that a little bit more, but really, really exciting that there is a product out there in the green beauty world that has such a high percentage of the vitamin C. I think that's really, really exciting. And do please let me know in the comments down below if you have tried any of these products, but specifically this one, and how you've kind of integrated it into your routine. I would really be interested in hearing about that. So next up are a couple products from Siam. Supadra sent me her new Skin Revolution mask and also her newly reformulated Twilight Be Calm. If you don't know about Siam, Supadra is from Thailand, and all of her products are made in Thailand. So they are all handmade in Thailand. And she focuses on using botanicals from Southeast Asia, and she wants to bridge the gap between Eastern and Western botanicals. So I just love what she is doing with her brand, and she makes beautiful products. So let's talk about the Skin Revolution mask first. This is $65, and you get so much product in here. You get a lot of product in here, and it's gonna last a long time because obviously there's no water in here. You do need to mix some water in here to activate it. This mask smells amazing. So let me just tell you about some of the ingredients in here first. There's black rice, there's mung bean, royal jelly, coriander. The beautiful scent, in my opinion, comes from the jasmine sambac in here. There's vanilla CO2. It smells beautiful. This is a clarifying mask, but it did not dry my skin at all. And it just left it very glowy, very soft. I really, really loved using this mask. And what I did, and what Supadra recommended, and what I did was I did mix it with some of the Twilight Be Calm, and I'll get into this a little bit in a moment. So I mixed it with some of her serum. You could mix it with anything. You could really mix it with any oil serum you have, any emulsifying kind of serum, humectant serum. Mix it with water. You could mix it with some honey, with some yogurt. Obviously the sky's the limit really with these dry masks. I think it would probably be fine to just mix it with water or some hydrosols or a hydrating mist, and it really is just lovely. And I highly recommend it. I think it's a beautiful mask, and I'm so thankful to Supadra for sending it my way. And then the Twilight Be Calm. This is $80. I believe this is just 30 mils. And like I said, it has been reformulated. I know that she has added bakuchiol to it, and I can't remember what else she has added. I think maybe she played with the scent profile a little bit. Maybe she added some vanilla to it to kind of sweeten it up a little bit. It still has kind of that medicinal scent. If you've ever tried Twilight Be Calm, you know it kind of has that medicinal scent. So it still has that original scent to me, if I'm remembering correctly. It still smells pretty true to the original scent. It's just slightly sweeter, and I think that is from the vanilla, if I'm remembering correctly. But I really love this serum. I think it's beautiful. It is very, very hydrating, and that is because it has the pulverized fillet of aloe in here. So it's not just aloe juice. It has that fillet in there, and you can just really tell from the texture of it. I hope you can see that texture that comes from that fillet of aloe. You can see how it's not just totally dripping super fast, that it's thicker. And like I said, I really do think that that pulverized fillet is kind of her secret sauce. And this too kind of has that orangey yellowy color. I think there is turmeric in here as well. Like I said, there's bakuchiol in here, and there's black cumin seed oil. And black cumin seed oil, I think I've mentioned this several times, has really become one of my favorite plant oils. And I wish you could feel how soft my hand feels right now. It is just, it leaves it with such a beautiful texture. I really feel like this is one of the most lovely hydrating serums out there that just kind of has that emulsion type texture. It's a little bit oilier than something like the Sweetbriar Nectar from Heart of Gold that I talk about a lot. It's definitely heavier than that, but I really think that if you have really dry skin, then this would be something that you would be interested in. The scent is quite unique, and I think a lot of that does come from those Southeast Asian herbs that she uses, and I think that's probably why she tried to sweeten it up a little bit with the vanilla. So if you like the scent and you're drawn to the scent, then I think that this would be a really wonderful serum for you to invest in. And the two of these together, if you mask with both of these together, mixing this with the Skin Revolution mask was just heavenly. I really loved the experience of both of them together. Of course, you don't have to have the serum to mix with the mask. You could use whatever serum that you have, but the two of them together really do work very, very well together. So again, thank you so much to Siam Seas for sending both of these my way. And if you have any questions about either of them, please do let me know. I have many, many thoughts about bakuchiol. And the reason why I don't really want to open up the whole can of worms about bakuchiol is because I think it's a very complicated discussion, and I don't really want to get into it right now. But if you all have seen on Instagram, the account called Green Beauty Theory, so at Green Beauty Theory, Marie and I have embarked on kind of an ambitious project, but we have started that account with a great team of other green beauty Instagram YouTubers, bloggers. So join us over there on that account, because we're going to be doing a whole feature on bakuchiol and examining it from a lot of different angles. So I'm not going to do a deep dive here on bakuchiol, because we're over on Green Beauty Theory. We're going to be talking all things bakuchiol for the month of March. So stay tuned over there. All right, so now let's go ahead and move on to some makeup items. So the lip color that I have on today is a new release from Olio y Osso, and we have the Crema lipstick in Begonia. So that is what it looks like in the bullet, and it is a beautiful orange color that is a little bit red leaning. And then we have the Lucent Lip Sheer in Monarcha, which was inspired by the monarch butterflies. So let's do a swatch here of the Begonia. And then this is Monarcha. So those are the two side by side. So like I said, this is what I have on my lips today. And I have become such a fan of these Crema lipsticks because they are so easy to put on. I actually really like this on me more than I thought I would. I do actually tend to like orange leaning reds on me more so than blue reds. I think the orange ones tend to be more flattering on my skin tone, which is kind of surprising because I would think that on olive tone skin that I would like blue cooler tone reds, but I do actually really like warm tone reds on my skin tone. But anyway, I really love the Crema lipsticks. I have been reaching for Ibisca. It's either Ibisca or Ibisco, that pinky color that I have talked about. I think I put it in my favorites from 2019. I wear that all the time, and I use the Rosa Rosa lip sheen over that, and it's just a fantastic duo. I absolutely love it. And so these two new colors for spring, I feel like are really beautiful, really flattering. Surprisingly, I think that the orange is really nice for spring, but I also think it would be great for the fall. I really actually think it'd be great for the wintertime too. So I think it's actually a really nice year-round color scheme. And what I'm really excited about is I actually have a code for you guys. The lovely people at Olio Osso have given me a code. So if you go over to their website and you want to get these new colors, or you want to get anything on their website, just use Trish20 and that will give you 20% off. And I think that's good for a month. So maybe until March 23rd or 22nd, something like that. I'll have the exact date for you below. But yeah, you can use the code across the website. I highly recommend these Crema lipsticks and the Lucent lip sheers. They are really wonderful, and really do check out Ibisco and Rosa Rosa if you are a pink fan. I really recommend those. But I am pleasantly surprised by this orange color. Like I said, it's Begonia and Monarcha. Really beautiful for spring. They're brand new colors. All right, so the next brand I'm going to talk about is Luna Roots. I really want to focus on the makeup because I was just so impressed by that. But they also sent me some skincare as well. So I'm going to just try to move through these as quickly as I can. I am just so impressed by these little pots of bronzer and blush. I don't know if that's going to focus in there, but let me just try to get through these individually. Let's talk about the bronzer first. So this is the Dewy Fawn Marshmallow Bronzer. All the pots look like this with that Luna Roots branding on the outside. This is the bronzer, and it is such a flattering color. It is creamy. It is not too warm, it is not too cool, so it doesn't look gray on the skin. And I have it on today, and it is just, I don't know, like I said, I was just super impressed by it. Really creamy, just feels like buttery, and it goes onto the skin just so smooth. It's buildable. Hopefully you can get a sense of the color there. Really love this bronzer. Like I said, I was just very impressed. The blush I have on today is the Bare in the Moonlight Willow Blushing Balm. And this is kind of like a dusty rose. Very flattering. And again, just like the bronzer, very smooth, very creamy. So hopefully you can get a sense of what that color looks like. So that is the Bare in the Moonlight. And then the next one she sent me is Daydreaming in the Meadow. And this is kind of a cool toned, like purpley lilac color. This one's gonna be a little bit harder to swatch because it's a little bit more on the sheer side. But let's see if that's gonna work out for you to see that kind of purple tone. There we go. It's actually really pretty on, and I think that this looks really good with my olive tone skin. So as you can tell, I'm really impressed by these colors, by how they just are really blendable, so creamy, so smooth, and just a huge hit for me. The other product that I'm really loving a lot from Luna Roots is her lip blush, and she sent me the color Soothsayer, which is a dusty berry. And this is one of those lip tint, lip balm packages that is cardboard, and then you push it up from the bottom. So I don't want to push it up too high, but you can see the Soothsayer color is kind of one of those cool toned, she calls it a dusty berry, and there's definitely some purple in there you can see. And let's just see if I can just swatch that on my palm, keep it simple there. But it's such a lovely color. And I've been keeping this in my purse, and I have used it a lot. This has a little bit of a scent of rose, vanilla, and fig, very mild. And I definitely want to try a couple more of those because I've been really impressed by this. The texture is really smooth, really creamy, really easy to use. I don't need a mirror for it. It's just like the perfect tinted lip balm. And then the two skincare products that she sent me are the Wild Unveil Cleansing Balm. I didn't write the price tags down of these. They're very reasonably priced, kind of in that $20 range. This is $22. This is the cleansing balm. This has a lot of heavy butters in it, like murumuru butter, shea butter, cocoon butter. It's also got reishi and chamomile. It does have a couple of emulsifiers in it, like sorbitan olivate and cetyl olivate, but you do need a cloth to remove this. It is pretty thick, it's pretty heavy. I've only used it once, and I'm a little bit on the fence about it. Overall, I did actually really like it. I just think I need to play with it a little bit more, get used to it a little bit more. But if you like a really thick cleansing balm that needs a cloth to remove it, then this might be something that you would be interested in. And then she also sent me her Casting Light Herbal Oil Serum. And I still have yet to actually use this on my face, but it has got a very impressive ingredient roster. It's got cranberry, macadamia, camellia, sunflower, argan, all those beautiful oils. And then it also has an infusion of elderflower, marshmallow root, beech rose, vanilla bean, other things too. I did not write everything down, but the scent of this is beautiful. It's just got a very mild, rosy vanilla scent that is just like perfect. It's not overdone at all. So I am really looking forward to using this. Perfect for travel. This bottle's just ideal, clearly. So I overall am so super impressed by Lunar Roots Botanicals. I am so thrilled to have these bronzer balms, the lip tint. I'm really excited to use this, and I'm really excited to play more with this cleansing balm. So thank you so much for contacting me and sending me these things, and I highly recommend you guys check her stuff out because they're really, really special for sure. So the last brand I'm going to talk about here is Undone Beauty. You can find Undone Beauty, I believe, at Target and of course on their website, and they are kind of like a cleanish, greenish beauty. So you're definitely going to want to read the ingredient list to make sure that it fits into what you're comfortable with in terms of ingredients. These were gifted to me, so thank you so much to Undone Beauty. Undone Beauty, as you can tell by the name of Undone Beauty, they're into kind of creating natural looks, so enhancing your natural beauty rather than trying to overdo your makeup look. One thing that's really nice, I'm sure at Target, you can return things if you don't like it, but if you do purchase from their website, you are able to return it for free. I really wanted to try this palette, and I'm really happy that they sent it to me because I have mostly been really, really happy with it. So let's get that in focus so that you can see the colors. Now, when I say I've mostly been happy with it, these over here are super frosty, and I am just not going to use them. So like this white one, this pink one, and this gold one, those are pretty frosty. So some of you guys out there might really enjoy those, but these are just not in my wheelhouse. I'm just not going to be wearing them. But this kind of flesh color here, or like when it comes to my skin tone, this color and this color are really nice. These over here are all ones that I wear. So like I was starting to say, what I have on today are, I think I did a blend of both of these colors right here, just like as a wash. And then these two colors here, which are super pretty, I blended both of those together, and then I put those on the movable lid, and then I used this dark color here as the eyeliner. So that's what I did on my eyes today, and I was really happy with how it turned out. The colors that I used today were very, very creamy. I really like the pigmentation. Very easy to work with, very blendable. When I did some swatching on the frostier ones, they did feel like they were a little bit patchy. To be fair, I didn't use them on my eyes with like all the prep that I had with like skincare and stuff. I just swatched them on my arms. I'm not gonna swatch them here today just because of the light coming in. I don't think that you'd be able to see the frostiness. Just trust me, they're pretty frosty and just not ones that I would wear. But overall, this is a really wonderful palette, easy to travel with. The majority of the colors are ones that I would wear. So overall, I am very happy with the Curator Eye Palette. I don't think I said the name of it, but it is the Curator Eye Palette from Undone. The lip product they sent me is their Light On Lip, and this is in Pink Sorbet. And while I really, really love the texture of this, the color actually didn't end up working out. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but this actually turned out to be a little bit too frosty and just a little bit too kind of like candy pink. Hopefully you can get a sense of this color. It just didn't work out for me. I am actually interested in trying the other colors because I really do like the texture of this lip balm, sort of like lip balm lipstick hybrid. It's got a great texture. It feels really wonderful on the lips, but for whatever reason, this particular color was just a little bit too light, a little bit too frosty. Okay, so I just had to move the camera real quick because the sun was coming in at a very weird angle and was kind of blasting out the color of this last product that I wanted to show you. So the very last product to talk about here today is the Undone Beauty Lip to Cheek palette. And this is in the color Rosy. And as you will see, after I open up the outer cover here, is that this product has 3 different sections. And the theory behind here is that the top is the most sheer and then the bottom is the most opaque. So maybe you would want to use the top one for your cheeks and then the bottom one for your lips and the middle maybe for both. I actually didn't find that there's that big of a difference between the 3. They just don't really seem that different to me in terms of sheerness versus opaqueness. So I just tend to use all the pans in the same way. That, like I said, there's really not that big of a difference to me. Having said that, I really do enjoy this product. The consistency is really beautiful. It's very creamy. It's very buildable. I do like that it is actually quite sheer. Even this bottom one is really sheer in my opinion. I really like using it on both my lips and my cheeks. Let me swatch it out for you so that you can see that it is quite creamy, very emollient. It has that really pretty like medium tone, cool pink, rosy color that I am just always very drawn to. So I was very interested in trying this product. So hopefully you can get a sense of the color there. It's just super pretty, very, very wearable. I think it would be really pretty on a lot of skin tones, but on mine in particular, for olive tone skin, light to medium olive tone skin, I think it is just really, really perfect. So in terms of cream blushes, I think that, you know, in this video, there's 2 great options. I think the Undone is really wonderful. I think the Luna Roots is also very wonderful. It just kind of depends on maybe where you're doing your shopping. If you do find this at Target and you're on the market for a cream blush, I think this is a great option. If you tend to go more for like kind of herbalist brands, more of the small batch type vibe, then I would suggest the Luna Roots because like I said, I was very impressed by these cream blushes. So that gives you a couple different options. Obviously, I think the Luna Roots is definitely going to be more in that green beauty realm, whereas I was saying this is kind of more greenish / clean-ish. So definitely, like I said, read the ingredients on this to make sure that it's in line with what you like your ingredients to be. So we've basically wrapped up all the products that I wanted to talk about in the PR roundup. So now I can talk about the giveaway. So I'm so excited about this giveaway because it features a brand that I am completely in love with and have been for a long time. So the giveaway is with the Clean Beauty box, and it is their box from February and March, and it is with Live Botanical. So you can check out my video where I talk about the box in a lot of detail, but just to let you know real quick, the box features a full size of the Greenhouse Glow antioxidant mask, which I am just completely smitten by. I think Carolyn, who is the creator of Live Botanical, did an amazing job creating this mask. It is wonderful. And it is a relatively new product. And then you get a full size of the Live Botanical First Light Brightening Oil. And this is the vitamin C oil that I was referring to earlier, and I am just in love with this oil and have been for years now. And then you also get a travel size of the Chamomile and Geranium Radiance Elixir. And I took this with me on my trip to Hawaii. So as you can see, I'm pretty much out of it, and I am really in love with this too. So this box in my mind is just phenomenal. I love all of these products. I love Live Botanical, and I'm so excited that one of you guys out there is going to be winning this box. So I'm just gonna keep the rules really simple for the giveaway. You need to subscribe to me here on YouTube. You need to leave your Instagram handle or your email so that I can contact contact you if you are the winner. And then just leave me a comment. So let me know maybe what your interest is piqued in from these products that I talked about here in the video, maybe what you've been curious to try from Live Botanical, really any kind of comment you'd like to leave. And I think that'll pretty much do it. So like I said, we're going to keep it simple. I will wrap up the rules for how to enter down below in the description box. I think I will leave the giveaway open for a week, and then I will announce the winner over in my stories on Instagram. And I'm pretty sure this is open internationally. I will double check with the people over at the Clean Beauty Box just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure that they've been open internationally in the past, but I will confirm down below if it's just US only or if it is international. And I think that about does it. So thank you so much for joining me here today for this video. And I will see you in the next video, which is going to be the second installment of my Meet the Founder series. And just to give you a little bit of a spoiler, the brand founder that I'm going to be interviewing was mentioned here today. So I'm really excited to interview that person, and I will see you in that next video. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you then. Bye.